You talked about the 72 series being a big influence in your life. What do you remember about that time?
Well, I remember an interview. I remember watching the game and in Vancouver, but it was an interview by Phil Esposito, and that's one of the reasons I always liked number 7 was he was a stand-up guy. Like, I don't know if it was the Winnipeg game or the Vancouver game. He talked after it, and the people were booing Canada, and it was probably here in Vancouver, I bet, but they were just giving the team the gears and booing them because they lost. They're saying they should be embarrassed that they represent Canada. And Phil Esposito pretty well just said, look, this team we're playing, this Russian team, is probably the best team I've ever played against, and we were not prepared. These guys are in better shape than us. He pretty well admitted, we're NHL guys, we thought we were the best, but we didn't realize how hard these guys have trained. These guys are serious, and he pretty well asked the Canadian fans to get behind us, not in front of us. Get behind us, and us as Canadian athletes are playing for Canada. We'll find a way because they have big hearts, and that was when that leadership that he had was something that I remember. They went back to Russia. I had to watch it, the 72 series. If I remember, I watched it. I must have been in grade 3, and everyone started watching it in the gym in grade 3, and it's in my head that it was just amazing that the team won Henderson's goal, but the pride of Canada, that was when, to me, the pride of Canada was really something. That, and obviously Terry Fox was another time that really the pride of Canada. I was proud to be Canadian. And coming back to Phil Esposito, I just like how he stood up. He was a leader. He said it the way it was, and he found a way. And since then, I got to meet him, and I told that to him, and he was a very graceful person. He was a very nice guy to meet, and he looks good for his age. He looks pretty sharp still, I'll tell you that.
Have you heard about this guy, Earl from Mission on 650?
No, I haven't heard of Earl yet.
Okay, AM 650 Sports. The Canucks season started this year pretty poorly.
Yeah.
And everybody's criticizing the play. And this guy from Mission named Earl calls him up, and he's like, you guys got to be more positive. And the broadcasters started to agree with him, I guess. They had a little conversation with him, and they're like, yeah, thanks for the call. And since that day, the Canucks have had a winning record. And I was just listening to the radio last week, and they're starting to call back Earl, getting his input. And it was basically behind the fact that, fans got to stay positive.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I don't think fans realize how important they are. Players are still people. They have yes, they're making good money, but there's a lot of pressure on them. They put a lot of pressure on themselves. I guess that comes with the territory, but you know what? They probably don't need extra criticism. And instead of being that guy that criticizes, if you can be that guy that brings a team together, much like what Esposito did, there's a lot more pride in that when you try to rally the troops and give people hope, because when you give people hope, good things can happen. And I think that's something. I remember I did an interview with someone, I believe on 650, and they were mentioning the team got COVID and all this, and what do you think's going to happen? I'm like, well, it's either going to pull them together or it's going to pull them apart. And I said, the one thing I really enjoy about the Canucks is I really think that Bo Horvat is a fabulous leader. If you watch him, he's trying to pull everyone with him. And it's not always easy because, he's not, say, the most talented stick handler. He can sure skate, but he competes, and he competes every night. And that's something that a leader does. So you got Bo Horvat as a leader doing everything he can. You just need more guys to see what he does and give that extra. And I think they have been. They've been playing hard, but you got to have a little bit of luck if they get Pedersen back. Who knows what's going to happen there, because he's a deciding factor that can make a big difference in a game.